All right, we live. Hi,
Hi,
Abby.
everyone. Hi, Sophie.
Hello,
Happy
everybody.
Monday.
Happy Monday. We are the 14th of November.
That's kind of unbelievable to me, to be honest. I can't believe it's already the middle of November.
I know, it goes fast.
It does. It
Do
really
you
does.
have the Christmas decoration yet?
Not yet, but we
not
are.
yet.
It's coming. I think most people wait until after Thanksgiving to do.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, but I
Thanksgiving is
have.
coming.
It's coming.
My
I have heard
favorite
Christmas
holiday.
music already, though.
You what?
I have heard Christmas music, though, out in the world already. So it's starting. How about you?
Right.
Do you have decorations in Spain at this time?
I don't know. It's my first Christmas here. I'll let you know.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
Yeah. All right, Abby, today the question is, what's the difference between being awakened and being enlightened?
Yes, that's a great question.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great question, right?
Yeah,
because
it is.
there is such a mix. Liberation, enlightenment, awakening, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
let's try to make it really simple.
I love that. That's great.
To be enlightened, you need to be awakened.
Okay. All right. So there's a layering effect.
There is a scale of there is a hierarchy to follow, right? So there is a human being and there is our soul. Okay, the body, the mind, and the soul, and all that inside of the mystery of the divine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the body and the mind lives in distance, time, and form. And I always use the image of horizontality. It's like you need to project to the external world. You dance with other people, with the external world, with animals, with nature, with circumstances. Imagine it as a horizontal energy. So that's body, mind. Then there is a soul, or the essence, right? Outside of time, outside of space. Very difficult to capture in language, but all you need to do is get quiet. And when you get quiet, you will have an experience of your soul. But it's so beautiful that most people doubt it.
Yes. Yeah, I have definitely experienced that.
So I think it's my mind that tells me I'm so beautiful. I say, no, your soul is exquisite.
Yes. Yep, that's right.
Right? And the whole it's like, if you imagine, then the whole of it is in the context of love, right? The divine, the mystery, that we don't know where we're coming from. We don't know where we're going. We don't know anything about the mystery of the divine. Okay. So we need to be responsible. So, and that is a vertical direction for me, right? So two different planes inside of the divine. So you need to be responsible for the human and for the connection with the soul. Yeah. The human connection to the soul messaging the human.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So awakening takes place on the horizontal plane. Awakening.
Okay. Yeah.
Awakening is your human literally awakening from sleepwalking. I don't say from sleeping, because sleeping, you have no ego, your body doesn't work, is relaxed and all that. No, it's sleepwalking. I hear sleepwalkers. I've never sleepwalked. Have you?
No, I haven't, but yeah, I've heard stories about it.
I hear they can walk, they can even cook, they can do all sorts of things, right? So if you imagine a human being in denial, used by the decision of the past, by the trauma, the pain of the past, in survival. But the most dangerous thing is denial, right? Not looking at what is, with all the emotions in turmoil, anger, resentment, pain, fear, the whole thing. Okay, you need to awaken from that state of sleepwalking where you are like a puppet.
Yeah, like on automatic all the time, right?
On
Like,
automatic, in survival, it's a chaos, right?
yeah.
To being a human being that is aware, awake, right? Meaning you can see the chaos.
Yeah.
The chaos doesn't have you.
Okay. I have a question, Sophie,
Yes.
about
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So okay. For me, I noticed in the between like totally just doing life on automatic, which by the way, doesn't always feel like it's on automatic.
Oh, it's never does.
Yeah,
That's the problem. It
the
never
denial.
does. So
Yeah.
anybody listening to you saying, oh, well, I'm not on automatic, I'm not in denial.
Uh-huh. Yeah, take it from me, folks. I just found another layer of denial.
And from me, after 30 years, I tell you, I always find another level.
Always. Yeah. So there's like a state for me, I've noticed, in between feeling like awakened or alive and feeling automatic, which is where I'm aware of the automaticness, but I haven't shifted yet. Is there a state in between, or is that still considered being on automatic if you're acting that out? Does that make sense?
Yes, I don't think it's a stage. I think it's part of the waking up. You know, when you wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
you wake up before you open your eyes.
Yes.
And you get present to your body sensations.
Yep.
Like maybe if you slept with your head in the wrong position or whatever, right? Before you stretch and all that, right? So I think it's a process of awakening.
Okay. I love that. Okay, sorry, please continue.
But the moment you have that experience of, oh, what have I done? What am I thinking? What am I doing? Right? The moment you start seeing that something is off, that you're 50% of the way there.
Wow. Okay.
You've got to follow on that thought, on that experience. You've got to trust yourself. If there is anything other than pure well-being and ease and passion and all that, just look, you will see something got you.
I love what you just said. Anything other than that ease is a temple bell, right? Like something's going on here.
Yes.
And then that you have to trust yourself and follow through on what you hear. That's powerful.
Follow through. You know how sometimes you have a thought and you dismiss it?
Yes.
Say, I shouldn't park here. And then it's just such a fleeting thought and you don't attend to it. And then you come back, you have a ticket.
Yep.
Saying, oh, I should have listened to myself, right? Okay,
Oh
don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yes. Wow, I love that. Yep.
So the first is to awaken your human. The human being doesn't have to be in survival, doesn't have to be on automatic, doesn't have to be in this chaotic, suffering space. Right? So that's what awakening is. You become a human that is awake, meaning you have a profound relationship to what is.
Yes.
Is the present moment of now, right in front of you. Right. So, for example, if somebody, I remember going on a date, right, once, and I was sharing myself and being authentic and all that, and the guy sneezed. And I thought, oh, well, he's out. because he sneezed, right?
Yep.
Like, oh, well, he's obviously not interested in what I have to say because he sneezed. All right. I have a profound relationship to what is. I caught it, right? I said, all right, now what? Are you going to use that excuse to just get out?
Yes.
Did he?
Yes. I had that same experience this week when I was younger. I used to have a lot of fear of flying, a lot of anxiety about travel. And I've done a lot of work on that. I've overcome most of that. But still, when the plane bumps, I get nervous. The anxiety rises. And all of a sudden this weekend when I was flying, I had the experience. I saw that I was equating turbulence with danger. But that's not true. That's not really true. That's actually not real. It's just an automatic, the plane bumped, danger. And I realized in that moment, because I saw it, I didn't see that before, that if I could just separate those two things and allow them to be different, then my experience would be different. And it was. I had a totally different experience on my flight home because I didn't make turbulence mean danger.
That's right. Very good. Before. So you and collapse the automatism. You see,
yes.
It's that simple, right? But to be able to do that with all your past, so many things happens to human beings. You know, we are really quite resilient and courageous and extraordinary. I mean, I haven't met one human being that doesn't have a pain or a hurt or a scar or something not healed, or right. So
yeah,
this is why there is this course in January, is for that healing, like let go of your past once and for all. But you need to just deal with it. You need to attend to what you're still carrying with you so that you can reach this state of being awakened, right? So once you awaken as a human being, you have this profound relationship to reality. You can get to what is, you can have a sense of humor about your automatism and your silliness and or absurdity more than silliness. Then, of course, the yearning is to remember who you really are. Then the space, you see, once you let go of all this weight of the survival, then there is this irresistible yearning towards what I call love. It's and then you engage on the spiritual path naturally, and then you look at guidance, intuitions, coincidences. People have out-of-body experience, epiphanies. You listen to spiritual masters. You inquire. You have more and more and more experiences until you remember who you really are. You have an experience of who you really are. Then, from what I hear from people that have reached a state of enlightenment, like the supreme state of enlightenment, like Byron Katie or Buddha, is first, it's actually quite difficult to live a normal life.
Yes.
Because a human must occur as absurd.
Right.
You know, our character, our identity, this is my desk, this is my house, this is my car. I mean, you see the illusion of it all. So there is no ownership, no separatedness. If everybody, you listen to Byron Katie, she was the one that made me love the most. She said she used to walk into people's houses and sit at the table saying, hello. What are we having for dinner tonight?
Exactly.
Used to look at it going, what?
I love that. My other favorite story was when she was in the midst of this upheaval, and there was a lot of emotion too, because there's just this vehicle for life, so just a lot of emotion. And she said she would just go to people on the street and say, can you hold me? Like, can you just, and just anyone, can you hold me? It's just a beautiful story, because that's, I think, in our purest state, we're just so one with everything.
Well, quite, right? So I think once you reach and you go up the scale of consciousness, there is the other, if you're interested in it, it's David Hawkins that actually wrote a scale of consciousness and speaks about it beautifully. From what I understand, because I have not reached the Buddha level yet, it is an apprenticeship. You have to learn to manage your human. There are pitfalls to that state. It's a whole different world.
I would imagine that that's why people that are really pulled towards enlightenment specifically end up in monasteries or end up in the mountains. Like, that
Yeah.
makes sense to me, that there would be a sense of removal from.
They might be, but from the masters I studied, that was before. You see, that's why awakening is so important, Abby, is that you need to master both the vertical and the horizontal, the horizontal and the vertical. The ultimate state is when you can really be useful in the world while being totally connected to the divine, right? That's why we love so much Buddha and Jesus Christ and Martin Luther. I mean, I don't know if Martin Luther King was enlightened, but Gandhi and Socrates. It's you know, the world was so dangerous for the mystic at one point. They not only did they need silence, but they needed to withdraw themselves. But now, in my experience, more and more mystics and spiritual masters are in the world, just making a difference, because we have raised in consciousness, right? The world, even if the physical world is in crisis, the level of consciousness, in my experience, has risen. This is why I have problem with people that still talk about, you know, Moses crossing the Red Sea, or was it Jesus? I can't remember, but or the sea opening. Those images were necessary back at that time. That was a level of magic and tales, and right. But we in 2022.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Like we're in a different walk of that.
Fortunately, right? Fortunately.
Yes. Yeah.
Fortunately, we need to just move up the scale. Just don't hold on to the past, to what was appropriate for different times.
Yep. That's beautiful. Yeah, that makes total sense.
So that's how I view both, right? You need to be responsible both for your human and for your relationship to the spiritual, but both are necessary. And I often say to my students, Abby, you know, in the 60s, I think, or 70s, some gurus came from Asia or India, and they were very entertained and worshipped, and the people from the West were in awe of their spiritual connection and all that, but they had no awakening. So as a human being, they went into money and sex and drinking and drugs, just because they were not awakened as a human being. They spent their entire life as a spiritual master.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So they could not operate in the world.
Yeah. That makes total sense. I see what you mean. Like the necessity, especially now, of really mastering both levels so that you can.
Yes, like if you're someone that will not resist power or fame and will take it personally, identify with it, you will not be able to make the difference you want. Right? That's part of awakening, the humbleness of knowing your persona, your character, your human is there to serve your soul intention in incarnating you. It's really not personal. There is nothing personal to you. You know, your character will die with you. I mean, your soul will go forever.
Oh, that's powerful. That is actually quite humbling. Your character will die with you.
I think so. I can't see. I mean, what do I know, right? I haven't gone to the other side yet, but anyway, you won't take with you any belongings or anything other than what you learned. I think what you'll take with you is what you didn't learn and what you learned, not your character.
Right. Yeah. Not your persona or your personality.
No. This is why reincarnation is always a very attractive topic, right? Because yes, you reincarnate in a man, in a woman, in another character, another nationality, another color of skin, maybe another species, who knows?
Yeah,
but that's why reincarnation makes sense to me, because whatever you haven't learned, you need to learn. So back to school.
Yeah. Back to school, summer break.
Back to school. Yeah, back to school. Do you want to see if we have any questions?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll take a look here. I don't see any questions. Occasionally some pop up after I look, but I don't see any here. And folks, just as always, you can post questions and comments underneath while we're talking. And you can also ask questions that we'll talk about each week if you want to, and I'll post that link underneath. You're very welcome to. Sophie, there was one more question that I had for you quickly, but it seems to have left me.
You 30-year-old Abby, that shouldn't be happening to you.
Oh gosh, I know. I trust me. I mean, I'm like, is this a quality of being very present, or is this? Yep, it's gone. So
next week. All right, everybody, have a great week.
Yeah, everyone, have a great week. We love spending this time with you on Mondays. So have a nice week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, Sophie.